Okay, so let's start with a little bit of context. What I'm trying to show here is how I got variation between windows while having just a single geometry. I used to have all these windows separated in their own transforms, but that's really inefficient for RAM, and because it has all the transforms live, so that's not good. So instead what I got is I got this geometry, right? Which are pretty much all boxes, and all of them are an interior. So the way I got a bit of a randomization in those maps is as follows. I did this little HDA in here, which lets me choose the building. This is the one we were seeing before. You can see that by default, you got only one UDIM in there, and you're only gonna have one kind of map, right? So I got these maps. You can see all of them right there. And the way we start with this HDA is to tell the HDA how many Windows variations we want. So you can see if I start growing the number, it's having 2, 3, 4, blah blah blah, all the way to 10, because I have 10 maps. Of course, you can have as many as you want, with as many UDIMs as you prefer. But yeah, if you observe in here, this is why this got a little bit more complex later. What I figure, or at least this is what I think, when you have a bigger number of darker windows interiors, it tends to look better. It tends to look a little bit more realistic. Imagine that you're seeing these buildings in the night. You would probably expect to have a lot of lights off. They're not completely off. You still have some information in them. Some of them are darker than others, as you can see right in here. So what happens if we just specify 10 windows? You're gonna roughly have an even distribution of these maps, right? Which is something that, I mean, it might be good enough. Another solution for this would be to paint mostly dark maps, but I found out that if you have to make many buildings, it's better to have a way to randomize them that is a little bit more organic than go back and paint maps. So I introduced this dark percentage, which basically is gonna make all, I mean, if you have 100% of dark windows, you're gonna see that the UVs are only in the 3 last ones, which are the dark ones, right? But you can have whatever number you want, and that's the way it works. Another thing I tend to do now is, if you pay attention to it, right? So 8, 9, and 10, they are dark ones, right? So you have 10s. Even if you have, if you didn't set any dark percentage, you're still gonna have them, right? Because you're asking for 10 variations and you have the 10 maps, 3 of them are dark. So what I do now that I have the dark percentage attribute in there, I'm gonna put this in 7, so I only have the bright ones, and then I'm gonna specify exactly how many do I want to be dark. I found out that between 55 and 85 is, depending on the type of building, how many windows you have, but that's like the sweet spot where it's gonna make the building look alive, but still have most of the interiors being on the dark side of things. So yeah, that's basically it.